So the director has known about Mr. Chen since 2004. He's been well known for establishing a hotline for migrants and also farmers. And so he's already been in the news for a while, and so that's how he came to know him. In 2010, when he got married and started a family, that's when he started filming him. So we'll open up the floor with some questions. 有冇咩問題要問？
你要請問在拍攝這部影片的時候有沒有遇到什麼困難？就是我主要指的是政府方面的壓力。
So the question was, what were the difficulties when shooting the film?
这部片拍摄期间还好，没有遇到实际的来自于政府方面的压力，还好。其实有的时候我们也没有来得及赶到现场，比方说，就突然就开始就是有打斗或者什么有肢体的冲突，我住的离得比较远，所以我就给他们就是。当时他们最开始是有一个 camera， 我就让他们告诉他们，一旦发生这种事情，迅速的开始开机，去拿着摄像机，他们对方不会把你怎样。当然后来有的时候我们也赶上了，就是警察来，那个时候我们就是稍微离远一点拍，所以警察也没有意识到我们在拍，所以还好。
So there weren't actually really any difficulty to speak of. There wasn't any government pressure or anything like that. The main thing was that they weren't always, there when things are happening, especially during scuffles and things like that that erupted. They might not have arrived on set on time. So Mr. Fan chose to give them the camera so that they can always document what was happening. And whenever there was some sort of authorities like police or other people, the team would kind of be a little distant from the actual scene just to avoid any other trouble. Any other questions?
那个导演您好，就是我是想问一下关于他这个纠纷的问题，因为就我们所知的，就土地纠纷，它一般是产权是自己的，然后被强拆或怎么样。但是他这个就您的这个纪录片当中的主人公，他又是另外一种情况，他是租了村子可能那边的一个村子里面的地，然后这块地被征用了或怎么样。然后像他这种纠纷，您觉得他的一个问题的源头是什么？然后有没有可能通过正常的一个法律的途径去解决他这个问题？谢谢。
So the question was about the particular brand of land disputes that was depicted in the film. Usually land disputes are over ownership and who owns the land, but here we can see that it's more about land use and also, having used the land for many years and having the right to keep using the land that way. So if the director can comment on that.
对，他们其实在北京那个地方并不真正的拥有那片土地，他们是来承租种，所以后面我们用了片子的后面用了一些篇幅来描述，他其实在家乡的那片土地，他们也并不真正拥有，所以作为一个农民，他其实对土地有非常深厚的情感，对家乡的土地他并不能就是说。有时候回去我再继续种那片地，那片地已经被承包给别人了。然后他在北京呢种了20年的地，他也只能获得一点点赔偿。那点赔偿实际上，如果非要去分析那个现有的中国法律，其实也不够。更何况他们当时那个租约还没有到期呢，还没有到期就把他们赶走。但是影片并不是主要探讨法律问题，那我想源头肯定在于土地，中国农民跟土地的这个关系，以及跟故乡的那样一个关系，使得他们把这片土地过于的一厢情愿的当成是自己的，当然了，这背后还有很多他们希望获得尊重，而不仅仅是赔偿。
So this film isn't actually a film that explore all the legal aspects of these land disputes. Actually, the Chens didn't have actual ownership of the land that they were on. They didn't even actually have ownership over the land that they had in their hometown in Hebei, actually. Many times it's because other people started using the land, farming the land, and then they then had the right to also claim some part of it. Although the Chens were working on the land in Beijing for over 15 years, they were only allowed for a very minimum amount of compensation, and they were also chased out before their actual contract was expired. So all of these rights in China are quite fluid and fuzzy right now, and you could see that basically he wanted to depict the connection that farmers have with the land wherever they are, doing that activity of farming, and that's what he wanted to convey in the film. Any other questions?
范导你好，首先我想问一个是关于情节的，陈君他是为什么会获得北京榜样这个称号？然后片子里似乎就是没有交代清楚，想问你一下。然后他获得这个称号之后，有没有对他的境遇还有一些生活或者说维权问题得到一些改善？还有就是您拍这个土地或者说拆迁题材的纪录片，是您先得到这陈君这个线索，然后才想到拍这样一个主题的片子，还是说您就想拍一部土地主题的片子，然后才想到找陈君的呢？谢谢。
There were two questions. The first question was, so Mr. Chen was awarded this model citizen title. Can you please talk about that and whether it improved on his lot at all? The second question was whether, having the subject of this documentary as farmers and land use, whether finding Mr. Chen as the subject dictated the idea for the documentary, or whether it came about because Mr. Chen already wanted to make a documentary about land use.
对，他实际上获得的是北京榜样的提名，他是一个 nominee， 他就是作为 nominee 也可以在现场参加那个颁奖典礼。他这个原因是因为他主要是做那个热线主要就是因为这个而被某个本地的一个电台吧提名成为这个 nominee。当然我没有把它说的特别清楚，是因为我觉得那个主要我觉得那个典礼现场气氛比较有趣。我没有想把它，而且之前也讲过他做过 hotline， 做过 chat center。这都反正是他成为这个 nominee 的一个原因。
So he was actually a nominee for the Model Citizen, and because of his work for the hotline and his kind of advocacy work. And he was nominated by a local radio station, and actually Mr. Fan was more interested in the atmosphere of the ceremony of this Model Citizen more than anything else.
您说的第二个问题关于这个主题是怎么和人物是怎么样一个关系？其实最开始在我很早以前拍的一个片子，2004年我曾经做过一个片子，是关于4个人物在从农村到城市之后他的身份的这个挣扎陈君是其中之一。后来2010年我实际上是想看到他有了家庭以后，他能否带着他的家庭在北京来安身立命，会面对什么样的问题？结果没想到过了半年就发生了拆迁这件事儿。实际上本来最初不在我的计划之内，就突然发生了。发生了之后呢，我想不能停留在拆迁这个事情本身，我应该了解更多的关于为什么他们对土地，他们跟土地的关系，以及为什么对土地有这样深的情感，所以就把这个主题不断的去延伸了。
In 2004, Mr. Fan made a film, Dancing in the City? Yeah. Dancing in the City, where he depicted or followed 4 real-life characters as they moved from the countryside to the city. And he followed them as they settled in big towns like Beijing. From there, he learned about the urban development in Beijing, and how it leads to a lot of different issues about demolition, and eventually he was really curious and interested in following that process about land rights and things like that. So, and most importantly, he was very very interested in exploring the connection that people had when they came to another city to the land that they're in. So that's why he started the film. Maybe one more question.
你好，我想先问一下，就是在影片中我们看到那个主角他是有用DV拍一些东西，就是我想问一下是，你鼓励他这么做的吗？还是他原来就有这个习惯？还有一个就是我想说，您在拍摄过程中，您是自己怎样看待他和您和这个主角的关系的？就是你会想去主动，比如说改变或者帮助他的处境，还是你会更想去，主要是忠实的记录这个过程呢？
There were 2 questions. When he gave them the family the camera, did he encourage them to document themselves, or was it just something that they liked to do? The second question was, as a documentary filmmaker, does he have the urge to help them, or merely to document them?
这个他们用的这个 camera 拍的影像，其实是这个片子很重要的一个特点吧。最开始那个影像更多的是带有那种fighting 的那种武器的那种，或者说一个资料要记录那样一种感觉。其实最开始他们就是有一个 camera 的，因为他们最开始就是做一些参加一些社会活动，认识一些就是记者啊什么的，所以他就有一台 camera。当时我唯一要求他们做的是就是多拍，就一旦发生任何的冲突，赶紧去拍，这是我要求他们做的。那么在后来过了2年之后，这个其实已经比较平静了，然后他们的 camera 也坏了，然后我就给了他们一个新的 camera， 是让他们其实多拍家庭成员内部的那种家庭影像。因为我觉得那个东西是我们拍不出来的感觉。
So they actually already have a camera from, just having a camera, and they already knew some reporters and media from, him being known for his hotline. So the director did encourage them to capture at least, when they had troubles with authorities or the village head. But their camera broke down after a while, and so Mr. Fan gave them a new one. It's mainly to ask them to capture scenes in the family, things at home, things that, documentarians can't actually really capture all the time.
对，大家可以看到片子后面其实很多都是展现的是家庭内部的那种情感，那种家庭内部的价值。我想这个是我片子其实很重要要表达的一个内容，而不仅仅是拆迁、权力、反抗。我想能支撑他们在这样的一个窘迫的环境里，能够坚持下去的一个很重要的原因，就在于家庭内部的这样一种温暖和这样一种价值。
So, the footage that was shot by the Chens was a very important part of the film, not only because it tells us, really what it's like to be in the middle of this, demolition and being still staunch activists for their own principles, but it's very much about, the family values and what a real family and what their relationship is and what that means to, the larger picture.
您的第二个问题，其实对于我们纪录片拍摄者，其实也是很为难的，就是在这样一个环境之下，你其实很难坚持所谓的特别的客观和特别的冷静。当然，从立场上来说，我肯定是站在他们这家人这一边的。但是我们能提供的只是一些力所能及的帮助，比方说法律上面的建议。当然，我也会问一些律师啊，或我也会查一下这个法律方面的规定，我会给他们一些我的想法和建议。然后就是关于网络来如何运用网络的力量，我给一些我的想法和建议。但具体他怎么去做，还是由他来决定怎么做。
As for the second question, it's always a very difficult position as a documentary filmmaker to maintain a very objective point of view. Personally, of course, Mr. Fan's, of course, on the side of the Chens. He would give a sort of assistance to them by, looking up legal pathways or processes that are actually possible. But mostly, he uses the power of the internet and just to kind of, gain a greater exposure for Mr. Chen's story. Thank you. That's all the time we have. Thank you very much.
谢谢大家。